Hey peeps, it's Tripl-L and I'm here to talk to you about Bleach chapter 680, my thoughts and impressions, and I'm just going to give the warning now. This is going to have a negative spin to it. This is probably going to be the most negative I've ever been on any of the manga videos I've done this year. But it has to be said because with this chapter, you really can see, I can see the things that I find to be the flaws in Bleach. And it really bothered me because Bleach, I do have moments where it's like, I felt it had a lot of potential. There are moments that it's just really good. In terms of the characters, they're really super awesome and cool. And I just would have loved to see them, fleshed out a bit more, the world of Bleach fleshed out a little bit more. But in regards to this chapter, it's just, Bleach has a lot of good elements in it, but I feel if there was ever a factor that Bleach was just not good at, it was the execution of everything. And yeah, it's funny. Execution is like the name of that one organization that also happens to be the arc that the people don't like the most. But that aside, this is just ridiculous. I do want to point out though, in terms of Bach, in terms of Ywach, whatever you want to call him, his characterization and his position as a villain is still there. Like he is in terms of villainry, he is great. It's just that for his great villainry, we get something that affects the series as a whole, or we get something that just affects like the overall series. And so I'll talk more about what it is that bothers me so much about this chapter, and then I will talk about Ywach, because I do think that he is a very interesting character at this moment in time. But let's get into it. Let's start with Ichigo. Let's start with the way that the manga treats Ichigo, because this is one of the problems. And like I said, I am sorry if it comes off a little bit too negative. I do think Bleach is a good manga. I just think that some things just aren't executed as well as Kubo might have wanted them to be executed. Anyway, Ichigo, this whole arc, or the majority of this arc, has just been going from place to place and coming back and then having to go. We remember when he came back from the Soul Palace, he went down, he fought with the girls a little bit. We didn't get to really see much, just him kind of blasting things. And then all of a sudden we find out he has to go back up to the Soul Palace. That was useless. I felt that was useless in terms of Ichigo. And then we get this little sequence of events where Ichigo is like, he got his new power and he's using it and he's, doing something with it, and then all of a sudden it gets taken away by Bach. See, like that, Bach taking it away is not a problem because it does establish that Bach's a really credible threat. But the problem is, because Ichigo is the main character, he's not getting enough respect, I feel. Like, he's just not getting enough time in the limelight. And yeah, it kind of sucks because this is a war. Everything's kind of going to be happening like this because of the context of this war. And it's just, Ichigo doesn't get enough time to shine with his new powers. Because how long did we see his hollow powers? 1 or 2 chapters. That's it. How long did we see his Bankai? Oh, not that long. How long was Ichigo down back in Soul Society to actually make a difference in the fight? Not that long. He didn't make much of a difference. He just kind of took on the girls, and I really don't recall what else he did in that time. And then he comes back up, and Bach, Orihime is down. Bach just kind of takes away his power. And mind you, that's a really sad scene, because he's taking away the things that he had from his mother and his hollow. I think it is actually really cruel that he took away the hollow as well. But, it's Bleach. There's gonna be a fix. And actually, I just do want to say one thing about there's gonna be a fix. We saw the color page, and the color page is nice, but the end is coming, and how many chapters do we have left? I actually just want to talk about that for a really quick second. It's either we're ending at chapter 700 or we're ending within 10 chapters. That's honestly how I'm seeing this going. And if we're ending within 10 chapters, it's rushed. It's just rushed. We all know it's going to be rushed. Seeing this, it's rushed. Ichigo's treatment is, again, another clue that this is all being rushed. And you can tell it's being rushed in particular because we have a lot of plot elements that are still loose and running wild in Soul Society. We still have Aizen. We still have the chicken. We still have... Oh, actually, no. The chicken might be kaput now, but we missed whatever Kiro's gonna do. we might miss whatever Aizen's gonna do. This is how you can tell that Bleach is rushed, is because there's a lot of elements that just aren't gonna be answered at any point. We're not gonna find out what Kira was doing to deal with the chicken, most likely. We're not gonna find out some characters' bankais, and those are kind of important, like Shinji's bankai. I think that one's important enough. It's just, when you look at everything that we still have to see, or that you could argue we need to see, it's just either gonna get unresolved by the end of the series, or we're gonna get the treatment that the Stern Ritter got. And I think Ywach got this treatment too, but we definitely saw it in effect with the Miracle. The Miracle is decimated. He was too much of an enemy, and he had significance as the Soul King's heart. So unless we're getting a flashback, we won't know anything about what happened with the Soul King's heart. Heck, we might not even know much about the Soul King but you know, maybe just we'll get a little speech from Bach talking about the Soul King. But otherwise, the Miracle's done. Like, all the efforts that the characters are putting in surviving against him, yeah, it's just surviving. He's actually, we're not getting the satisfaction of his defeat. And seeing Ywach just get decimated by, or potentially decimated by Bach, isn't helping things either, because he was a really credible threat, and he's just done. And now we have to ask, what are the dads gonna do? Because this was really, I thought, the moment the dads would come in, but clearly not. Anyway, it's just, when you look at the things that were set up in Bleach for this arc, you can just kind of spot things that haven't been fulfilled. We don't know the bankais of the Zero Division. We didn't even get to really see them much. We don't know anything about the Soul King. We don't know about the significance of the Soul King's heart. The Stern Ritter got wiped out just because Bach decided he didn't need them. And so in terms of execution, the way the manga handles it, it's just not very satisfying, I think, overall. At least not in this particular moment. If we have 10 chapters left, then okay, great. You know, maybe it'll surprise me. There's nothing stopping Bleach from surprising me and maybe making this better. If we have till 700, well, even better. We have more time to actually cover content. I hope that happens, but Bleach's track record with this kind of stuff isn't the greatest. And that's what concerns me, in all honesty. So that's pretty much how I feel in regards to the way this chapter was handled. You know, it's exciting that we're almost at the end, but at the same time, I expected more, and I'm just kind of sad. But anyway, let's talk about the good things in this chapter, because like I said, Juha Bach's characterization is pretty epic, and the things that he says at the end really make you question. I mean, like, that was a very chilling moment, very powerful moment. Juha Bach, you're great. Ywach, you're great. I very much enjoy you. Because at this point, him telling them that he will find the moment that they are the happiest in their future, and he will take them at that moment, that's the best, man. Because, like, you'll never know. You'll never know when your happiest moment will be until the moment you see him right behind you. Then you can be like, oh my god, that was my happiest moment. Oh my god, I'm about to die. That's just epic, but at the same time, it's very weird what he's saying, because he says for all eternity, that will haunt you. But he's also saying that he's going to be destroying the real world and the soul world. So how can you live for all eternity knowing that he is going to kill you? Right? If he's going to destroy the world. Well, I think because he also says, if you follow me in here, you know, I will kill you. In the most glorious way imaginable for me. It'll be the best. I will thoroughly enjoy killing you. And you know what? So that's pretty interesting, because I don't fully understand what's going to happen. Like, if they go in, let's say if they go into that gate. And let me just say also, I thought it was funny when Bach opens a gate, because all I'm reminded of is like he's some kind of video game final boss. They open up a portal to another world, and that's where you're going to have your final battle with the boss. And I just thought that was funny. But he's saying, if you go into the portal, yeah, you can just kiss your future goodbye, because I'm just going to find that one moment in respect for your bravery of going into the portal. So, Ywach is pretty much just a boss. Okay, that's pretty much all he's saying. He's a boss. So I think the only way I can make sense of this is that if they go into the portal, maybe they go into like the rest of their life, and then Ywach just kind of waits and waits and waits, gives them an eternity, and then he kills them. Because then that'd be pretty hardcore and radical. So Ywach is great, and him taking out his own people, yeah, well, whatever. We've seen him do it before, so we knew this was gonna happen. Otherwise, I just wonder if the chicken got killed too. Okay, let's see. What else do we have in the chapter? Uryu's pretty much moment. I thought that was very nicely done. You know, I think Uryu is one of those characters that did deserve a lot more attention in the story, but because he wasn't a Shinigami, you know, he kind of just got shafted. And now I'm happy. I'm happy that he's alive, and I'm happy he came to his character's resolution. Let's see, what else did I really enjoy this chapter? Ichigo's inner monologue on how his powers were disappearing. That was also very interesting and very heart-wrenching. That was very nicely done. And just, Ywach provides this sense of futility, and I think that's a really good aspect of him. I think it's really cool that he can do that. But in terms of Ichigo, you know, it kind of sucks. Let's see, anything else that I really enjoyed? The mentions to Chad, that was pretty good. Seeing Hitsugaya and Byakuya kind of survive, that was also pretty good. Renji and Rukia show up, yeah, that's also pretty good. Ichigo's a vegetable, got his powers taken away from him, we barely even knew them. If we got to see him fighting more on the way, if we saw like a full-on war, like everyone just fighting everyone, I think I would have been way happier, because at least then everyone would have had their time to shine. It would have been very interesting, a very dynamic kind of fight. But instead we got all these one-on-ones and people getting one-upped one after the other. Okay, sorry, I'm digressing again. Anyway, let's see, anything else I want to say about this? You know, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. I'm just gonna be in there for a ride. Bleach still entertains me. It still entertains me. This chapter was still entertaining. I'm just annoyed that it's gotten this bad. Or not even this bad. It's just, there's so many things that are just kind of up in the air still. Like, are we gonna see the Fullbringers again? Because we know they were with Ganju, right? Are they coming back? Like, let's get on that by next chapter, please. Like, at least, maybe. I don't know anymore, peeps. At the end of the day, you can tell that Kubo's being rushed. And Bleach is coming to an end, whether Kubo wants it or not. Anyway, peeps, I think I'll leave it there. Yeah. This chapter gave me a lot to talk about. So, till next time, peeps, have a good day, and I am sorry for this one being a bit more negative than usual. It's just, you know, sometimes things happen. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Till next time, peeps, have a good day. I'll see you at the other chapter impressions or reviews or whatever.